There's nothing better than walking into a room and smelling that sweet smell of hyacinths around Christmas time. But in order to get that, you need to plant them now. And the middle of September is the latest time that you can really get planting in order for these hyacinths to flower around Christmas. That's what's going to happen in today's episode. We're going to plant some hyacinth bulbs, and I'm going to give you all the tips and tricks to get fantastic bulbs and flowers for Christmas. Stay tuned. Welcome to UK Here We Grow. I'm Tony O'Neill, and on this channel we cover all things gardening, poultry keeping and beekeeping. If it's your first time here, consider hitting the subscribe button and bell icon to be notified every time we put out new content just like this. So hyacinths, guys, they are one of those plants that if you grow them right, you can get them to flower around Christmas. And that's excellent because at a time when there isn't many plants flowering around that time, it's great to have that little bit of extra colour. I understand decorations and Christmas lights and everything are colourful, but it's always nice to have that centrepiece on the fireside or the centre of a table or whatever. Now there's loads of things that you can plant your hyacinths in. You could get a nice little terracotta pot just like this, which is what we're going to use in this episode. And you also have various little hyacinth vases like this, and we will show you some of those as well. I've got 3 colour vases, and we can also plant all of those up today. Now let's talk about hyacinth bulbs. As you can see, I bought these singly, and you can get hyacinths in packs and everything else, but what I like about buying them singly is these particular ones have cost me 75 pence, and these are called Delft Blue. Now, a word of caution here, guys. As you can see, I'm handling these hyacinth bulbs. However, they are an irritant, so if you suffer with any issues to do with being irritated with skin issues and things like that, then I would suggest wearing some nitrile gloves and then using that. Okay, but the reason I suggest buying them separate is you can go through the bulbs and check that they're all nice and firm, and there is no bad pieces or no big gouges out of them. They don't look the best when you first buy them, but that all sort of comes as we go. Now, what we have here, like I said, is a terracotta pot, and it's got a hole in it. Now, if you're going to grow them with a hole in, okay, you're going to need a saucer like this to go underneath it for in the home, because if you do this, then the last thing you want is any water sort of running into your living room. So hyacinths like a really good free draining soil. To create that, we need to block this hole up a little bit, and here I've got a piece of crock that I'm going to place over that hole. Then in the bottom I've got some horticultural grit here, and we're just going to place a couple of inches of horticultural grit into that pot there. This is going to provide all of the drainage that these hyacinths require. Next, here I have some bulb planting compost. Now, this compost is designed to retain the nutrients and also to provide the drainage that's required for these bulbs. Okay, so I'm just going to put in some of this bulb planting compost, and we want it maybe about 2 or 3 inches from the top, and that's sufficient. Now when you're planting your bulbs, guys, you want to plant them in an odd number. It always looks better, 3s, 5s and 7s, okay? So we have 5 for this pot, it's a nice big pot, and all we're going to do is sit these bulbs around the pot just like this. Now we don't want them to touch the side of the pot, and we don't want them touching each other either. one right in the middle there. Okay, so that's going to be our display. All we do now is take some compost and fill around the bulb, and all we're looking to do here is to secure the bulb from moving. These bulbs are better if they sort of planted about halfway up their depth. There we are. Now that's more or less perfect there. And incidentally guys, these make fantastic gifts, and that is why I'm doing these now, because my parents are going to be getting one of these as a gift, so is my nan, and my wife likes one for the house as well, so we'll be doing 3 of these today. Okay, so we've got our bulbs, and that's exactly what you're looking for there guys. Okay, we need to give this a good drink. Make sure you give it a really good drink. There we go. Now, to finish that off, here I have some sphagnum moss. And we're just going to place some sphagnum moss around these bulbs. And this just finishes off these bulbs, especially if you're giving it away as a gift. And these bulbs will now push up through this, and it also keeps the soil in the container when you're watering, keeps the moisture in. It's a fantastic way of finishing off the top of the soil for these hyacinths. So just push the sphagnum moss down around it. And there you have it. We've got 5 lovely little bulbs in there now, all planted up. We put it on a tray, and that, when it flowers at Christmas, will make a fantastic gift for anybody. Just a little bit more sphagnum moss around there. There we go. And we'll have a look at these a bit closer to the time. We'll do an update video on them for you guys. And that's it. Now, there's a couple of things we need to do here in order to force these, and there's a couple of rules that you need to follow. The first rule is, when you're buying your bulbs, you need to make sure that they're prepared bulbs, okay? They have already had a period in the cold that allows them to flower early, because typically hyacinths don't flower till around March time in the UK. And so we're looking into a spring because they're a spring bulb, but because we want to force them that little bit earlier, we need what's known as a prepared bulb. So make sure you have that. The second thing we need to do, now this is planted up, we now need to give this a period of darkness. So we put it into a cold room, and a garage is ideal, a cold shed, but it must be dark. So maybe put a piece of hessian over the top of it, so which will still allow it to breathe. And just as you see these putting out some green little shoots there, then we can bring this up, put it into the house in a bright location, and they will continue to grow, and by Christmas these will be flowering. Now, like I said guys, we need to make sure that now is the time to plant them. The middle of September is really the last sort of chance you're going to have. So if you're going to do this, you need to get out and do it now. So this one is the Delft Blue. We're going to put this one to the side. I'm going to show you as well these. So I have three more bulbs here, which I'm going to use specifically for these, and these are hyacinth vases. And all you need to do with these guys is move these two out your way, is fill up your vase with water. Make sure the water is clean, but don't use tap water if you can help it. And you're looking to fill it up just below the neck here, and you'll see that when it's there, that's perfect. And then all we got to do is get our hyacinth and drop it in. So you can see that we're not touching the bulb. We might even be able to just do a little bit more on that. And there we have it, guys. So it is as simple as that. This will now put roots out down here, and again will flower for Christmas. Now, because you have put them in here, we've got prepared bulbs again. This still needs that period of darkness to put out that root system. So get it into a cold place and get it covered over. Maybe an old pot over the top or something like that would be perfect, an old terracotta pot over the top of it, and force that bulb to throw those roots down. I really hope that this video has shown you how easy it is to plant a hyacinth bulb to give you that fragrance and the colour for Christmas. Like I said, now is the time you need to get this done, guys. You can't wait much longer, otherwise you're not going to get the flowers in time for Christmas. And make sure you follow all the pointers along the way. So, question of the day: how many of you have grown hyacinths before? Do you have any more tips that you can put in the comments below? If you have grown them before, please share your knowledge with the community, because I'm sure that they will benefit from that. And if you're going to give it a go, let me know also in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, guys. I'm Tony O'Neill. This is UK Here We Grow. And remember, folks, you reap what you sow. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.